It's safe to say that almost everyone has heard of Kodak. For almost 100 years, Kodak was at the forefront of photography, with dozens of innovations and inventions, making photography easily accessible to everyday folks. But this isn't a story about photographs. The heart of this story is one of missed opportunities and the consequences of not stating a business case to executive leadership strongly enough. Kodak is a cautionary tale for every company out there, illustrating what can happen when the people with more knowledge, more experience, and a passion for innovation don't get or make their voice heard. Kodak was a leader in their field for decades. No one else in the market came close to their numbers. But everything changed in 1975, when the digital camera was invented.
At the point when I looked at this, I looked at the device and I said, well, maybe if I was good to measure the imaging performance, I could try to build something that captured images. So maybe I could build a camera. And then from there it escalated to, wouldn't it be really neat to build a camera with all electronic, no moving parts whatsoever?
The irony is that Kodak invented the digital camera, but it was not seen as the main focus of the company, rather more of a hobby since Kodak owned the patent for it. But the engineers who created the digital camera could see how special the product was, and they could already see the increased demand for it. So they did their research, they looked at the market, and they presented the leadership team at Kodak with numbers and stats to support their finding, which was digital cameras were the way of the future. But upon hearing their case, the leadership team pushed the facts aside, saying that digital cameras were just a fad that would blow over soon. In the end, the engineers failed to present a strong enough case to their leadership team. Kodak was in the business of making camera film. That's where they made their money. Digital cameras did not use film, and to move away from the very thing that made them an industry leader was ludicrous to the leadership team. The numbers presented by the engineers did not outweigh years of experience. So Kodak continued with the tried and tested model they had used for decades: camera film. The rest, as they say, is history. Digital was not a fad. It was here to stay, and it would revolutionize an industry. The leaders at Kodak were wrong. They were resistant to change. They were completely complacent, and they could not see what was right in front of their eyes.
It's filed for bankruptcy protection while seeking new ways to grow as a viable business.
As a result, Kodak filed for bankruptcy in 2012. Today, when people think of Kodak, they either laugh or express disbelief. Kodak is still around, but they are now an example of what not to do. They are now a memory of what was once a giant that dominated an industry.